I've been using the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller for 3 months. Let's take a look at it again. What's up everybody, Brad here, and it's kind of hard to believe that this guy right here, the Elite Series 2 controller, has been on the market for about 3 months, actually a little bit over 3 months now. And while I did do an initial review, I think it's time to take a look back, and I'm going to be doing this probably a couple times during the life cycle of this product because, as we all know, with the first gen Elite controller, it fell apart after significant usage. So this is the first check-in. I've been using it for 3 months, and my usage is pretty, well, I'd say fairly heavy, at least an hour a day, if not more. I will sit down and use this bad boy and play. And now at a very high level, I still really like this controller. It is fantastic. It has met all my expectations. It's comfortable. It has a good heft to it. The battery life has been pretty darn good, but there's a couple things worth pointing out. The first being, it's kind of hard to keep clean. And what I mean here is that not necessarily this area up here, but actually if you look at the grips here, they're really fine, like dotted grips. If they get dirty, and they will from your hands from eating too many Doritos or whatever, it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to clean. I know this isn't the biggest deal, but it's something worth pointing out for somebody who is about to spend $180, which is a lot of money for a controller, that you might want to take that into consideration. It can be a pain in the butt to clean. The other thing I want to point out here, and I have not personally experienced this, but it's worth noting, is that there's a pretty substantial thread on Reddit, which I will link to down below, that talks about people who are having issues with their controller. The biggest issue that has come up with the Elite Series 2 is that out of the box, some of the buttons just aren't being registered. And there's people who have had multiple iterations of the hardware just not recognizing bumper inputs or button inputs seem to be the primary issues here. The one good thing about this is that it appears to be happening right away. So if you pull your controller out of the box and it works great, more than likely you're going to have a good experience. But if you're having those issues, it sounds like they're going to be happening very early on. There were some minor reports of stick drift, but I'm not seeing that being very widespread, but I'm definitely seeing issues or hearing of issues on the thread, according to these individuals, of issues where the bumpers aren't being recognized, or sometimes the A button seems to be a big sticking point of where a user will press it and nothing happens. So if you have those issues, you can go return it and get your money back or grab another unit. There is one report in the thread, and I cannot confirm this, I need to point this out, that Microsoft is making or has made a hardware revision to the board to rectify this issue. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is some information that is out there floating around. The other thing that I still don't like about the controller is the sealed battery. Now, full transparency, I haven't had any issues where I've had the controller die while playing it. Typically, my gameplay is I'll play for a couple days or whatever, and then I'll just drop it on the charger and then pick it back up. And I've yet to have that be a problem. I think this is going to be a problem more so later in its life cycle. 2, 3, 4 years down the road. How's the battery going to be holding up? We don't know. As of right now, Microsoft's claimed 40 hours of battery life is probably very close to accurate, and I don't have any big issues with that. So aside from keeping it clean, it's been a fantastic controller so far, and if $180 is not a lot of money to you, feel free to buy this thing. As long as it works out of the box, you're gonna love it. You really are. Microsoft has done a good job making a premium gaming experience, and remember, this controller will work with the next generation Xbox. The Xbox Series X is supporting this device, so it's not like it's money down the drain once that new console comes out. So there you go, guys. This has been a 3-month follow-up from my initial review. If you have any questions, I'll try to dive into them and answer them, but so far, so good. I don't have any issues with the rubber grips coming off, button issues, or latency of anything of that kind. It has been a great controller for me personally, but make sure you do your research before you put down $180.